unbelievable. We're back here at the America First Warehouse. This is Joe the Box.
And I'm John the Blanket, the greatest venue in all of the world and galaxy, like Kevin likes to say.
Oh, he's stealing
Tuesdays.
everybody's material over there, Johnny Blanket. Welcome back, Johnny Blanket. We're happy to have you back on the show. Last week, I know you was working hard, and today I'll be doing the same thing. I have a big project out with the biggest sponsor of the warehouse, Corporate Transfer and Storage. And behind us, when you see today's show, you'll notice a lot of new relationships that we've established out of the warehouse and partnerships. I have been on my knees praying, Lord, how are we going to continue to make the America First Warehouse a viable place for people to go to, and God never ceases to let me down. So you'll see great partnerships behind us. You'll see new commercials we're working on. The new one in particular is Freedom Talk Magazine. And my friend Kelly Walker this is great, Johnny. And KDJ, you're going to like this. His name is Kelly Johnny Walker.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I knew you'd like that. KDJ, you're right next to me over here. How you doing, buddy? You're so busy working.
I'm good, my friend. Yeah, a lot of comedy lately, having a lot of fun, traveling all over the joint. And I wake up every day and I check the news and I say, God, what has Trump done for us since I went to sleep? And it's always something magical. He's either blowing up a boat full of narco-terrorists or, he's swinging deals with countries who need us more than we need them. The stock market's going through the roof. I feel blessed.
You know, it's a time for Thanksgiving, that's for sure. And I am very thankful to the Lord for bringing our country back, one nation under God. But here's what I'm also very grateful and thankful for is Lisa Azzarelli, who's here to give us the news and start the show with what's happening out there, because she really pays attention to detail. And after the news, if you can just touch base a little bit, Lisa, on that meeting yesterday that I saw. Anthony didn't even blink. He stayed awake during the whole meeting yesterday with the school boards. Lisa Azzarelli, news, and tell us what's happening at school.
Okay, here we go, America First Podcast. So happy to be here with you today on this Tuesday, November 18th. We have a great lineup. Most importantly, I want to just give a shout out to Anthony because tomorrow is his birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy! He'll be crushing Volkswagens.
So our lineup today, we have a lot of great stuff to talk about. First of all, we're going to discuss a little bit of Tom Brady out of the side pocket here. He cloned his dog. We're going to get back to that.
Who let the dogs out?
Seriously, it's more like Pet Cemetery. Then we're going to take a look at SNL and how they predicted something about Mamdani voters. Very interesting. We're also going to possibly discuss Mamdani's transit manifesto released by a very interesting group of NGOs. And then going past that, we're going to take a look at Eric Adams. Can he hide the illegals? Apparently, there is an overflow in the classrooms here in New York City. And an opposite, which Johnny told me about, there is a decrease in classrooms in North Carolina. Maybe we'll take a look at that comparison. We all know that Cloudflare seemed to go down today, disrupting X and Spotify, OpenAI, Amazon, other web accounts. Very, very interesting. There are tons of things that we're going to cover here on the show today, so stay tuned.
Wow, it's pretty exciting out there because I do feel like every day is Thanksgiving for Trump, and then Christmas is right around the corner, Johnny. You got something going on?
Well, I don't know, but I did see some news this morning, too, that I saw, in that they took down, not Miley Cyrus. Who's that general there?
Not Miley Cyrus. That's
Millie?
a singer.
Millie?
Johnny, don't start fake news here at
They
the
took his
warehouse.
portrait down and is no longer hanging in the Pentagon.
Good to know.
That's some good news.
General Milley?
Yeah. Took his portrait down. Pete Hegseth took his
Miley. Oh, yeah, well, he wanted to let the Chinese know that we were coming. That's important for him to know. And I let the Chinese know, too. We're coming.
I'm just glad to see that things are, somebody's being accountable for it. You know what I mean? Why should we represent? This guy doesn't represent our country, but he was still a general, a 5-star general, and what a disgrace. And I'm glad that Just Do is
a despicable disgrace. Unbelievable, huh, Kevin Downey Jr.? When you look at the different administrations, what we lived with for 4 years, and where it is right now, and how hard we're going to have to work to keep it.
It really makes me sick that this is General Milley. He was willing, like you said, to tell the Chinese we were coming. All right? Fauci was making COVID with the Chinese. Tell me again the Chinese are our enemies, because I see people on the left working with them in a way that looks like we're more like allies. Maybe this is the new world order that they're trying to bring in. That's what I think. Why else would Biden let in 20 million people? But now sanity is back. But we have to keep it back, Joe.
Well, we're going deep, and they are going deep. They've had no problem lying to us from 2016 is when it really started, and that's when all of these truths are coming out. And then on 2020, I mean, just to listen to Bill Maher. First of all, Trump takes him into his house, right? Invites him in. They have a civil conversation. Now he's on his show, and he said, "I hate Donald Trump. I hate Donald Trump." Why didn't you tell him you hated him when you were face to face? You know what that's called? It's the same thing that the Muslim population is usually honest. And I think it says some Takira law or something with Takira. You know anything about this state, KDJ?
I do. It's Takia or Takia. I don't know how to say it.
Tequila is what I call it. That's what I heard.
What it means is the first Muslims to go in, they play all nice. Like, hey, we get along with everybody. We're not here to kill you or replace you. And then when you get up to 5% of the population, they go, all right, we want our rights. And you know what? Maybe we are here to rape and kill you. But by then, there's so many, there's very little you can do. It's a war of demographics. They're reproducing like guppies, and we're not. Because they've spent the past 25 years telling women, get abortions, get a job, go out there. If you stay home, well, that's the patriarchy. That's the patriarchy. And they did it all to tear down Western civilization so there'd be fewer of us to take over. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I am.
Nobody's going to debate that. Lisa, you got a debate on this one? What's going on in our schools?
Well, I will say this first about regarding Trump and the love-hate relationship. No doubt. MTG was also on, that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was on Tucker Carlson not too long ago. And I know that her and Trump, too, are having it out right now. Maybe she's putting him on the hot plate for bringing those America First policies forth. Today, the Epstein files are before the Senate to get voted on to be released. So that's one of the things that may calm the waters between the two of them. But another thing that she said on the Tucker Carlson network was that Mike Lawler of New York is one of those phony faces. And it was disappointing to hear that he's been a non-Trumper from the get-go. And it wasn't until Trump won again that he begrudgingly said, fine, and I'm going to put on the Make America Great Again hat. So these types of things where they're coming to the other side at a slow snail's pace and not really in favor are causing a lot of issues in the Republican Party. And that is actually what we probably want to hear, because when you see the Democrats working together so tight and they move together in a militant fashion like that, agreeing and voting in one uniparty, then what you have is exactly that, a socialist impact where they're listening to the leaders and not to the people. And then you have the Republican side, where you have our representatives coming out and they're saying, this person isn't doing this and this person's not agreeing to that. This person's taking money from here. This is what the people need to see, that there's real truth going on within the party. So I think we're going to see a lot of more good things happen as this goes. And Trump is going to hopefully live up to the promises he made. Just let's give it some time, because he's done a lot of great things already. We saw the shutdown take place and 6 Democrats came over to his side. So let's keep it going.
Look at all he's done while he was president of the United States. He's the most amazing president we've ever had. Let's give him a chance. Let it clean up. The only thing I want to address back to Joe Jr., because he said it was in 2016 when he noticed the corruption happened. Wasn't Obama in there 8 years before that? Were we all blind not to see what this guy was doing to our country?
Well, we saw it, Johnny Boy. We opened up our business in 2005, the moving and storage business, and that was like the worst time ever. The stock market even crashed that time. Fortunately for our business, we, when people are doing well, they hire and they move up. When people are doing poorly, then they have to downsize, which talks about New York City. And I don't know if you have any cuts about New York City, but there's a location that we used to go in often, and we would always do a very competitive rate, but now we're charging double.
Interesting.
You have to. You can't even pull in there without paying $40 for driving in or something like that.
Right.
With a truck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then you got that.
Well, I'm telling you, I think we should go in there with armed guards. How are we going to get our trucks across the city over there? Especially with the big American flag that I have on it. I'm going to have to hire security. Or maybe the Second Amendment on my own. Where's my close-up?
Well, I thought we liked Mike Lawler because isn't he lawyer or Lauer, whatever
Lawler.
his name is? But he does have a little resemblance to Mondavi because sometimes when I see him, I go, oh my
yes,
God, those guys look the
yes.
same.
Johnny, what are you saying? They all look alike?
Well, somebody should shave.
What do you think? Everybody looks like you and me, John? And we look alike.
The
and
only one that
everybody
looks alike is you and me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, on that account, I'd like to bring up the asset, if we could, of SNL's skit on Mom Donnie and who came out to vote for him. Can we pull that one up, please?
Wow.
I think it's
A lot of
asset,
women.
Excited.
asset
Great one.
too.
A lot of women voted for him.
Mr. Mamdani, your message to undecided voters?
My message is this. Hey girl, I know you got a little white guilt for gentrifying that Spanish neighborhood, don't you? Why don't you vote for me? You know, you feel a little less bad about that chicken and rice shop getting turned into a sweet green. So why don't you hit me up at the ballot box, girl?
So I think that SNL was very clever prior to the election to have that skit on the show because it really did call out what we learned occurred, that a lot of white females came out in the Brooklyn borough, especially for Mom Donnie. It's an interesting thing to understand and something that we probably need to look into more deeply. But with a few seconds left, I just want to say that you are watching the greatest podcast in the universe, in the galaxy. And
The first one every Tuesday.
when we come back from break, we're going to share more about Mom Donnie's manifesto.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Hey, fellow patriots, it's Cindy Gross here, host of Right for America from your favorite place, the America First Warehouse. You've seen me show on my show so many products from this country's #1 most patriotic manufacturer with close to 400 products. You need to exchange the products you use in your house to this company and make your dollars count in our country.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Welcome back, America First Podcast. This Tuesday with our great set here, we got John the Box.
No, it's John the Blanket.
John the Blanket. I forgot.
I know we look the same,
I'm
and sometimes
sorry.
confuse
I'm making
us.
a twin. I'm making a.
He's a box. He wants to move, and I'm the blanket if he's not around. I got you covered.
I combined them into one.
It was a blanket statement.
Well, they never knew there was two of us anyway.
And then we have our awesome KDJ right here.
Thank you.
Bringing us the truth.
Kevin the tinfoil. I go by Kevin the tinfoil. KDJ the tinfoil.
You've been wearing tinfoil for a long time. That's to keep the aliens away, right?
Exactly.
And we know we have the awesome, always, Fred Rubino, known as Freddie Bubble Wrap.
Yeah, boys. To all my comrades in New York City, we're going to have a communist New York City.
We are.
I'm going to make a fortune selling toilet paper.
When does he go into office? When is his official first day?
I think it's like January 10th or something.
Yeah, they swear them in.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's doing a swearing on a Bible.
Oh,
No, well, he
everybody's waiting
didn't
to
swear
see.
in with his hand on the Constitution either, right? He had a.
I'm not sure if that was fake news yet. We're still trying to find that out. There's nothing to verify
Well, the
that.
Bible's going to be a difficult task for him, I
Yeah.
bet.
The Bible, he
His
don't.
hand will burn.
It'll be
if
a
he touches
Korean.
that Bible.
Watch.
A Quran, you think so?
Yeah, they do that in Dearborn and Hamtramck, Michigan, and whatnot.
That should be a law.
It should be.
The Bible.
Sharia.
Sharia. They cut your hand off and then put that on the
Burns
Bible.
when they put it on the Bible. Your hand will burn.
But on that note, we promised you before we left for break that we were going to talk about Mom Donnie's manifesto. It's his transportation manifesto, recently released by the Transportation Alternatives Group. And basically, it is a packet that is modeled after San Francisco.
Oh, that works great.
Lovely.
eh?
Great example.
Does that include the how can I put it, the liberal street kebabs? I call it human feces that they leave around in these big blue toilet towns.
Alternate side of the street defecating.
Yeah, they have special spots for that. And parts of it are also modeled after London.
Whoa, good.
Can't get
Another
better.
Muslim encampment.
All right, guys, tear this up. Here we go. They want to implement lowering all speed limits to 20 miles per hour. And I can say for myself, number one on that, when I travel to Brooklyn, visit the relatives, we are crawling. We are crawling down Ocean Parkway. It is ridiculous that you can't get anywhere, okay? So that's number one. Number two, they want to recapture land lost to Robert Moses highway projects, which means they want to tear down highways.
Yeah, tear down the highways, make it 5 miles an hour. We're going back to the Amish.
Yes.
Soon the Amish are going to be like, I'm not moving to New York. It's too slow.
They also want to work with the state legislature, okay, here we go, to require the installation of speed limiting devices on vehicles for anyone who keeps going over the 20 miles per hour.
There's some beautiful control right there.
Well, don't they have that with the alcoholics that get DWIs and you can't start your car without breathing into
Yep.
the...
That's right.
But get your friend to do it.
Why are you looking at me when you're saying that? Sorry.
I'm not looking at anybody. I thought Joe was sitting over there. I forgot you replaced him. Yeah.
So I honestly think that if you go slower, you'll put more cars on the road and there'll be more pollution. So don't they have to do some kind of a study, an environmental study? Every time something's done in this world, if it's good, with 10 years of environmental study, my cousin's going to do it. It's $50 million. Let's do a study now. I believe going much slower is worse for the environment. There's more cars idling and not getting to where they're going.
Okay, so please, if anyone has heard this, we need Fred Rubino's study on slower car environmental impact. I like it. Yeah.
We do a lot of traveling in the city in our trucks and cars and stuff, and I don't see us going over 25 miles an hour, so that really doesn't bother me because it's not going to happen.
Right.
And now the environmentalists are so thorough that they have the cars that turn off when you stop at the light.
Mm-hmm.
How annoying is
Especially-
that?
yep,
I'm
the
like, holy
electric
cow, I
ones,
was in
yep.
a Uber the other day and it turned off. I think we're in trouble here, what?
And then it starts back on again.
Your
Yeah.
credit card ran out.
They're great.
Now, let's play tin hat for a moment. I think they're doing this so they can get the city and say, wow, there's so much pollution. We better just take your cars, everybody. That's what I think this goes to.
Yeah.
It's all about control. This whole climate change codswallop. None of the eco-doomsters have ever been correct. The Statue of Liberty is not going into the New York Harbor. West Side Highway is not underwater. It's all garbage meant to control us, take stuff away. Everything they don't want you to have will be due to either racism, like they don't want voter ID because it's racist, and anything they want to take from you will be in the name of climate change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it gets worse and worse. It goes on. Speed cameras, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Who's going to be paying for the implementation of all these speed cameras? That's curious. Vehicle safety ratings. They want to label and assess every car that does come on the roads to make sure to assess their level of vehicle risk to the pedestrian. So if you're driving a Maserati or a Corvette, you probably will not be allowed down many streets. So consider that. You have to be in probably a Prius. They will have safe passage laws requiring at least 3 feet of distance when you pass anybody on a bike. Any cyclist, you have to make sure you're at least 3 feet from them. You'll probably get a ticket for that as well. They're going to penalize you. They're going to cap the percentage of newly registered taxis.
Wow.
So now, and the vehicles that they can't be SUVs, even if they are SUVs, and even if they're electric vehicles, the whole taxi industry is going to be capped. That's a lot of unemployment going on right there. They're going to launch a low-traffic neighborhood program modeled on the one in London. It just goes on and on and on. They're going to lobby, and who's also in on this? Brad Hoylman, the notorious senator who has restricted parental rights and brought about many changes, expanding Title IX into the New York Constitution. That's lovely Brad Hoylman. They're going to lobby Albany to reform vehicle registration fees because your vehicle needs to be, you need to have a higher fee if your vehicle weighs more, which I think is discrimination. Freddie?
Yes, I believe so. And, you know, they're cracking down on everything except giving illegal immigrants CDL licenses to drive tractor trailers when they can't speak English or know any of the signs. Anytime you see people pushing heavy on the environment, that's the money grab. That's the easiest way to steal money from taxpayers. So what they do is they push this. They push 20 projects, maybe 5 will get in, but you know what? That's a lot of money you could steal. Because the environment, you can never change the environment. It's a hoax to begin with. So if you get 20 million or 50 or 100 million to do something, it's not, we all know it's not going to get done, so there's no accountability. Oh, did you lower the temperature in New York? No one can. Okay, throw another 100 million.
You're gonna have to wait till it gets the worst it possibly can before somebody learns a lesson. Before we all go into the city and kiss every girl under 30 years old that voted this guy in.
Right.
We're in trouble. It's going to get bad and it's going to get worse. You know, and this is the way they'll learn that. You know, otherwise, what are we going to do? Take the free bus or the free train? Thank God we'll have that. That's what they want to do.
That's what they want to do. Right.
They're going to mass transit control us.
Right. They're committing to building a citywide bike network with bike parking everywhere, they said. But the thing is this, and my husband, whose birthday again is tomorrow, happy birthday.
Are you getting him a bike?
I'm going to get him a bike.
Is that where this is going?
It is just crazy because if you have these bikes parked everywhere, he made this great comment. He said, how are families really supposed to function? Are you throwing your kids on the back of this bike to take them to school? I mean, they try and make this sound as if it's safe and convenient when really what you're saying is stop having kids, don't buy cars anymore, get stuck on the island of Manhattan and in the 5 boroughs, and don't go out, of your house, live in your 15-minute city and shut up. We'll fund buses as a free essential service. However, we're going to, listen to this, establish a target speeding, allowing the buses to speed at a 20% higher rate so that they can shuffle people around to their destinations faster. So take the cars away, but make large buses fly through the street.
Beautiful.
Well, I got to say,
Somebody
I
make
got to
this
say
make
one thing
sense.
about New York. They had made a lot of changes in the streets to accommodate the bicycle
Yes.
riders. You know what I mean?
Yes, they
And I'm going to tell you something. There's been a dozen times that I almost got killed by these guys. You come around the edge of the truck. There's the road for the bikes, and they're doing 30 miles an hour or more flying down there. I'm telling you, that's dangerous. I wonder how many accidents or injuries are caused by bikes running people over.
That's the second study we need done on this show.
Fred's in charge
This
of
is
studying.
Come on, Johnny Blanket, get that
couldn't
study
study
going.
when I was in school. Where am I going to start now?
You know what I like about the speeding buses is the puddles of homeless urine will go up and down so we all get to smell it because they're going to be living on those buses because they'll be free.
Oh, you're not wrong, KDJ. Kevin is right because along with this plan, they're building shelters around the bus stops to house at least 20 to 30 people, possibly up to 100, they said, that can fit covered.
Yes.
There
You have
you
to
go.
cover them.
Yeah, put some pods out there. Let them all live in the pods.
This is China. China, everyone's on a
Yes,
bike.
yes.
This is a step backwards. The Industrial Revolution was the greatest thing that's happened to this planet in the last 1,000 or 2,000 years. And so what do they want to do? They want to bring it backwards. What he's actually trying to do is bankrupt the greatest city in the world, bring it to its knees, and then maybe as a model to other cities how to take down the United States of America. It's not going to work because none of this stuff could work. It's impossible. You can't have a guy from Staten Island taking a bicycle to Manhattan.
That's right.
Or the Bronx. You know?
Yeah.
And so it's not going to work. He's a fraud, and it's just a money grab. He's just looking to rob more money.
Time will
Well,
tell.
talking about money grab, but a few seconds left. TAFWSoundMoney.com. Get yours.
Have you noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome to Right for America. Issues that unite, don't ignite.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone. We live stream every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. right here from the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Welcome to Liberty's Cage, the podcast tearing down the walls of America's broken justice system.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
Welcome to Suffocating in Suburbia with me, your host, Stevie GB.
Welcome back. Tune in Tuesdays. This is the America First podcast. You're here with the amazing team. This time I'm going to get it right because John the Blanket.
I'm so glad. I was getting confused myself. I didn't know if I was the blanket in the box for a minute.
You've been downgraded. You're the towel.
We have Kevin Downey Jr. here as well. Kevin, where can everyone find you when you're not here?
You know what? We're redoing the website now. If you just go to Twitter at KDJ Radio Show, that's the good one. That's the one I check. And anything I'm doing is eventually going to end up there. And you can find your way to my radio show, 9 to 11 a.m., Monday through Friday, right down the block here, very close. But it's national, linewsradio.com. You can listen to it anywhere with Wi-Fi.
That's awesome. And Freddie, come on. Where are you going to be next? Where do we get in touch with you?
I'm somewhere in Jersey. The booker just called me, goes, don't forget Thursday you have a show. I was like, oh, all right. Where is that again? So go to fredrubino.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. Don't follow me. Do me a favor. Nobody follow me. Leave me alone, everybody.
Well, you're in New Jersey, and New Jersey's a communist state now, too, right? We lost that election.
This is true, comrade.
Unbelievable.
You want to buy toilet paper?
Was there any cheating over there?
Yeah, good point, good point. Which brings us right into something there with something that Johnny informed us of earlier, that North Carolina student enrollment has decreased drastically, and there is concern over that. We looked into that because here in New York City, we learned that Eric Adams is trying to, they think, quote, hide the illegals. What does it all mean? So basically, there has not been a sweep yet of all the illegal immigrants here in New York, and they are over flooding the classrooms. And it's a shame because, you know, as a teacher and an educator, I love these children. They are beautiful, and they've been put in a very difficult situation, and it's very unfair. However, the McKinney-Vento law protects them and doesn't allow the proper information to be sent to the databases. So what happens is Eric Adams is trying to finagle beating out what the law limits are on class size. And so he did what no one was expecting in the schools, and now the teachers are reporting back that some school districts kind of won the lotto. Guess what? You get to have your class size where it should be, but it's just a few of you that won this. The rest of you will have an overflow in classrooms. So it's kind of a crazy situation, and it's become too obvious now that there's an overcrowding in the 5 boroughs especially. So the mayor is in charge of schooling. We're going to see how Mamdani handles that when he takes office. In North Carolina, we see how they're responding. According to John the Blanket, they are decreased. Why? Supposedly, one is that there's less people having children. 2 is that they are selecting private schools. And 3, Johnny?
Immigrants leaving the country from their get $1,000 and leave on their own. So I guess they're a little shortage, but probably a lot to do with nobody believes in the public schools anymore and putting their children into private schools.
Right. And I think that's a big issue because you said it, right, Fred? New Jersey, they got Mickey Sherrill now, and she's saying she's going to come into your home. If you live in New Jersey, you pull your kids out to homeschool, or even if you're a private school and you're receiving any type of state funding, they are going to force curriculum upon you. Is that correct?
That's amazing. Imagine telling you what to tell your kids or what to teach the kids. But another thing that will never happen. She's just pandering to the LGBTQRST lobby and saying, we're going to make sure that people learn about your demented sexuality of the day. And it's not going to happen. These people are just empty promises, and it's scare tactics. But like I said, if you start a program like that, you could get $20 million to institute it, and then you could steal half of that. So that's where that all leads to. It's all nonsense. But, you know, getting back to the immigrants that were here,
A lot of news now is that the immigrants came here for a better life, that there was strife, that they were poverty. They paid coyote smugglers $20,000 per person to smuggle them and their family in. So I don't know about you, but if you come from Central or South America and you have $60,000 to pay to just go to another country, you're not suffering. And in Guatemala, $60,000 is a lot more than $60,000 in New York. So these people were not coming to escape oppression. They came here to flood this country. They all had the Biden shirts on. The United States government under Biden had a mandate to come in, open the borders, tell everyone to come in. It was a deliberate act to pollute this country and try and grab the electoral votes of every state.
Absolutely. Folks, look up Cloward Piven. The Cloward Piven strategy is to inundate the United States with so many people that financially, economically, we come crashing down. And the only way to save us, the only way to feed us all is communism. That is the goal. Fred hits the nail on the head. They're coming, and they're going to, well, they're not coming. They're here now. And Trump's throwing them out. As John said, they're leaving. Trump has thrown out just under 600,000, but 1.5 have said it's time to vamonos. Look, I speak Mexican, Freddie. You didn't know
Muchachos.
And yeah, but that was the plan. And I saw a video. I was so angry. When Biden was president, Texas put up barbed wire, and a tractor ran it down, and all these people coming out of the water. Well, not all of them. I saw a kid float away, and no one's doing anything about that. Real nice. And they just followed the tractor and into the U.S. Boom, they're here. It's an invasion, and the Democrats have long been part of it.
Well, back to the education part, the one question that brings me up, how does a teacher teach a student that doesn't speak English?
Yeah.
That's got to be difficult.
You know, they came from over 100 countries. So you could be in a room with 60 kids and have only 20 that speak English and the other 40 speak 40 different languages.
Yep.
That's impossible. What you've just done is you just destroyed the education in that classroom because half of the class is just out there. And then she's spending time trying to get a message through to the non-speaking English-speaking kids, so the English-speaking kids don't learn anything either. Right. So they've crashed the education system, and that's what they want. They don't want you. They don't want educators to tell people that to be an LGBTQ somebody is mentally ill. They don't want you to say that. They don't want you to say that that the immigrants are are responsible for high crime all across the country. The last thing they want you to do is to educate. They want to educate the kids, not the teachers. And the teachers are the ones that are the ones that are supposed to do it. They're the ones that are highly trained to do it. Then now they want bureaucrats to educate your kids, and it can't work.
And we're seeing that through all across Long Island and the state of New York, anywhere but the 5 big cities. We know that the New York State Education Department passed what's known as regionalization. Many school districts, the parents were under the impression that this was going to be an opt-out, and they went full force to try and get their school districts to not partake in it. However, it was only a portion of it that was an opt-out. Betty Rosa deceived a lot of people, and now the New York State Education Department has a larger hand in what is taking place in the classrooms and giving the superintendent more power over the boards of education. When we look at the 5 boroughs here, we have the largest student population in the country in New York. And when we look at the 5 boroughs here, what we're finding is that 42% of the student population that they were able to track without McKinney-Vento and just based on statistics of children coming into the school district, it's 42% Hispanic now in the 5 boroughs. That's a huge increase in that one particular South American, Central American, as you said, 100 different countries coming this way. Also, 75% of the entire student population, according to recent studies of the National Education Progress, which is a very credible, NAEP is a very credible institution, and they are the gold standard, and they said that 75%, and this is also in accordance with the New York State Education Department data, 75% of the students are economically disadvantaged in the 5 boroughs. So you're talking needs, right? So we have Randy Weingarten coming in, opening up what's known as the social community schools. Look it up, people. Future Forward New York, social community schools. And what they're doing is they are providing a longer day for the student, so less time with your family because both of your parents are working. They're providing laundry services, medical services, social emotional health, because the children are basically orphaned to the school system, okay? And then they are, of course, feeding them any of the curriculum they want. There are already 39 of these schools within the 5 boroughs that are teaching 19,000 students was their last enrollment as of last year.
Oof.
Okay?
And before they opened the borders up, around the time of COVID, and before COVID, the inner cities, the black inner cities, had at least 40 to 50% truancy in schools. Black kids were not going to schools. There was nothing people were doing to get them into school or to teach them. Now with the open borders and flooded with illegals, where are the new stats of the inner cities? I guarantee you it's up to 60% black kids not going to school. Again, we turned our back on Americans. Right. We turned our back on Americans, and everybody's afraid to say anything because it's the black community. And educate them.
And who knows if any stats that they're going to give us is truth to it anyway.
Right. All right. Especially when they just called out one of the leaders again in the, the black colleges. They're
HBUCs?
historically black colleges. She just got called out for plagiarism and for hiding the true test scores of the students at the universities.
Oh.
You know what? Let me run this past you guys. And we're running down. All right. I think the Democrats have made the economy what it is, so both parents have to work. Send us your kids to school. We'll take care of them. It's propaganda. That's all it is. They don't want them intelligent. They want them to be obedient.
Wards of the state.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
The state will decide what your kid's going to do for a living.
Right.
Terrible.
Right. Just like China. It's so true. We're going to come back. We're going to tell you a lot more. Please remember to look up TAFW, soundmoney.com. Stay tuned.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA store.
At the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday. Real America's Voice all across the country. 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome to the most patriotic venue on the planet. This is the America First podcast. We're back again with John the Blanket, KTJ, Joe, Fred Rubino. I'm going to call you Joe, okay? Fred Rubino. And this is me, Lisa One, as you can find me on X, Lee One as. So we were talking about all of the issues going on, of course, in the public school system here in New York. But we're gonna move the topic a little bit today. Before we do, I want to end on one note with what we were talking about previously, and I want to say again that the Department of I think it was not transportation, a department under DOJ was asked all 50 states to bring in the receipts for the SNAP and EBT benefits. 29 states did, and 21 states are fighting not to give those details. They said even the Republican states who handed it in, they found egregious wrongdoing and scandals, embezzlement going on with the SNAP and EBT funds. And the 21 states that are blue, all blue, won't agree to do it. So it just goes to show that there's definitely abuses going on. And when we know about all these immigrants that have been brought into this country, we also have to understand that Fred brought out about coyotes and these families paying money to get here. However, there's also Open Society has been involved, sad to say, but the Catholic Health Foundation has also been involved in moving these people across the border and into the country. And that is also very sad and something to think about as these people gather up. A lot of them didn't want to come. I think they were forced out of many of their towns by these narco and drug cartels, because the drug cartels were getting paid to force them over the border. Interesting, very interesting. Now, talking about sad and interesting, I want to talk about Tom Brady, guys, okay? Can we please bring up...
He's gorgeous.
Asset
I like
one.
Tom Brady.
He's so attractive, I hate him.
Can we
I'm
bring
mad
up
at him.
Asset one?
He's
Tom?
had work done. Have you noticed? He's had work done.
He
Well,
probably
he's an
has.
announcer now, so he's on
I
television.
think he has fake tits.
Take a look at this. Take a look at this photo. What we have here,
Where
it
is that?
disappeared. I'm going to take a look at that photo one more time.
Was that him with the dog?
No. Oh, no, that's Trump. Okay, so, yes, Tom Brady with his dog, Lua.
That dog's had work done.
Well, certainly has. On the left. And now Tom Brady with... Okay, the reincarnated Lua. Junie is the new name of the dog that was brought back from the dead. Yeah.
Junie?
So I know Halloween is over. Thank you for that asset. But Tom Brady paid to have his dog cloned. The dog died in 2023.
Wow.
Guys, what do we think about this?
I'm not cloning a
KTJ.
dog.
Well, I watched a movie called Pet Cemetery, and I think sometimes dead is better. when Fido goes, it's a sad day. You can get another one, but to clone him, we're going down the wrong path. Because next thing is going to be, I gotta clone my grandma because I miss her. Right. And then she comes back as a little girl, and then it gets awkward.
Right.
It's a crazy world, I know it must be nice to have that kind of toast that you could put $150,000 to reincarnate your dog or to have him go again. I know that dogs are also family members, and it's not easy. I like Tom Brady. He's got enough money to do what he wants to do. I'm okay with it.
He has a supermodel ex-wife. Clone her. Yeah. Not the dog. What's wrong with this
I also
guy?
don't think. I think it's messing with God's work. It's God's work for what happens in birth and men and women and how He made us all different and stuff like that. But I think you're messing in God's work. I love my dogs too, but I'm not going to clone them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, God bless. We lost our dear Duke boxer just a couple of months ago. It has been very painful. I would never, ever, ever try to clone my dog.
No.
Now,
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
How about the ones who stuff them?
Yeah. Oh.
And keep them around the house.
That's just sick.
Well, you keep the ashes around the house.
Yeah, but you don't stuff the dog. It's just like what Kevin it said. Imagine stuffing your grandmother and having her around the house.
What happened to the good old days when a pitcher would do? You know what I mean? Put a pitcher
A
up.
bad one.
You know, my grandmother
From
died
biting your
just
leg.
before Christmas, and we thought she was going to make it to Christmas. Didn't work out. They wanted like $25,000 for a funeral, but taxidermists, $4 a pound. So Grandma was here for Christmas after all.
Oh,
Yay,
my gosh. So here's the crazy thing, and I think that John is right on something. It's messing with God's work. So what the process is that they take this DNA and they electrify it to make it reproduce.
Like Frankenstein.
Yes.
A
Yes.
Frankenstein
Watch,
dog.
there's a new
Yes.
Frankenstein
So there isn't actually a soul.
They electrify it.
Yes.
Yeah, but what they're doing is they're just taking the DNA and replicating it. And so
But to give it life.
How do you get life?
they can't give it life.
Right. I mean,
Can't give.
but the dog is walking. The dog is real. He's snuggling with the dog. But it doesn't have a soul.
No, and neither does Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't have a soul either. You got rid of that supermodel? What's wrong with you? And now you... Oh, my goodness.
That's pretty scary. But on that note, where is this going? And can it happen to Grandma? Well, this story was also covered. There is something that is like a hologram, so to speak, being offered on your phones. You take a 3-minute video of your loved one while they're still alive, and should they pass, it's almost like when Superman went back to his home, remember, with all the ice crystals.
Oh, yeah, that's his fortress of solitude.
Yes, okay. And he, he summons his father, and
Yes.
the father appears and begins,
Yes.
Jarrell starts speaking with him. I love Friday.
I know too much about this.
They got that in a lot of movies. There was a Tom Cruise movie also where he had his wife who had passed or whatever, and she came live and they talked to her.
He should have
That was a
cloned
good
her.
movie. I forgot what that
He
was.
should have cloned her when he could.
Was it a ghost?
He
No,
lost his
Ghost
son.
was Puerto Rican,
and
killed
the mother
him.
and the wife
I know.
left.
That's what he
Yes, John. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that movie. You're so right.
But it was about the hologram.
Yes.
Are you guys okay over there?
We're just talking about ghosts. He says, was that Ghost? I said, no,
We're
Ghost
still
was
on a live segment here, so I don't know where we were.
Ghost of Puerto Rican killed him, and he has to get back at him. That's all that is.
Hey, look, keeping your family's memories alive and your
Yes.
dog's memories alive, there's nothing wrong with that. Losing a loved one's never an easy thing. And if they have new information or new technology that can put somebody out there, like make that picture come alive on the wall, I like that stuff.
You like that?
Yeah, I'm okay with
I'm
it.
not. I'm not for it.
Isn't
Isn't that AI? Considered like AI?
Well, I'm Italian. It's AO. AO. What's with that
Still
picture?
ended in a vowel. I don't
What's that picture moving over there?
They make your face come out and start singing. You could put the.
Could they make it go on the lamb? My uncle's hologram went on the lamb.
But this is what we're dealing with now, and I think it really is a question of spirituality to a large extent. Yes, losing loved ones. I suffered myself as well. Lost both parents young, but I don't think under any circumstance would I want to have to see them on that basis. So basically, in this new hologram version, the daughter is pregnant, and she knew that she was going to lose her mom, and so she videotaped her.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
then she's talking to her all the time. Oh, the baby's kicking today. Oh, the baby. Well, I'll be honest. I had told, I said to my mom, oh, Mom, do you want to leave a video, before you pass? Because my sister was, pregnant at the time. And do you want to, leave a video? And my mother, God bless her, she looked at me and she said, are you out of your mind? She was like, that is the most morbid thing I ever heard. Cut it out and tell stories about me like normal people do.
Some gravestones now incorporate that. They have a little screen.
Oh, my God.
And you go to the grave and you could see a little video. And that's wild.
Right.
I just go to the graveyard and I look at other people's little videos. It's like I don't have cable, so that's my own. I go.
I go because I'm a stalker. And dead people never call the cops.
So basically, this is what's happening as we move forward today. We know that the cloud something shut down today. Cloudflare servers were crashing. So X and Spotify and OpenAI and Amazon Web Services, Verizon, YouTube, DoorDash. God, we can't.
No.
Williamsburg folk can't live without that DoorDash. So I don't know what I'm sure there's wreaking havoc in the streets right now over this. But all of these things went down today. And again, this is that moment where we look at technology and we say, wow, does it really have this much of a hold on our lives that we can't function? You can't get your Amazon order in, John, because, the cloud service is down. How are people going to function moving forward when they rely so much on technology? Tell me.
You can't.
Tell me.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah, that's why I'm moving to the woods of the Poconos. I'm digging machine gun pits, and I'm going to get off my property. I'm going to be that guy.
The Amish ain't suffering.
No. And that's a good point, because there was a whole segment recently on the Amish reaching out to regular folk about building food independence. And they said, come, we're going to teach you how to do it. And they have a whole thing going on in Ohio in June, another big segment. Thousands of people are now flocking to these food independence summits put on by the Amish, who have extended their knowledge now to open society, especially after learning.
I don't trust the Amish.
I know that.
I don't trust.
What happened?
Well, they did vote for Trump, so I like the Amish.
There's no electricity. There's no hot water.
They're not
in
suffering
manure
today with
all day. Don't eat Amish food. They're in manure and they can't wash with hot water. I'm done with them.
You know what, though? I think they're going to take over. I don't think it's going to be the Muslims. I think the Amish are sitting back going, yeah, we don't rely on any of that technology. You guys are cooked.
Yeah, they keep to themselves. They don't riot or anything. I'm okay with the Amish.
I'm okay with them.
I mean, and the fact
I'm anti-Amish.
He's an Amish-ophobe.
Round them up.
He's an Amish Semite.
They love America. They have the freedom to do what they want. We love the Amish. We love America.
We do. We do. And we'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Will we? I think
we're done. Adios. Sorry. I forgot it was segment.